lot is changing this year.
New rules.
New drivers.
A new sound. But what we do.
And who we are does not.
We are Scuderia Toro Rosso.
We are Scuderia Toro Rosso.
We are Scuderia Toro Rosso.
It's good. Winter break out was a little bit too long, you know. It's always this time that you stay away from the car, and as a racing driver, you just want to be driving. And especially now with the new car, it's getting really exciting. And I think we all can't wait to drive this new car and see how it's like. Yeah, exactly. As I said, with this new Formula One car, everybody is just waiting forward to see how it is like to drive it, to hear it, to see the new performances of the car. So it makes it, yeah, really, really exciting. I think a lot. I would say that, of course, a lot different. I learned a lot of things. I think I have a different approach as well, and you know, I'm really happy to have done this 2 years and starting this third season with Toro Rosso. And you know, I think this team progressed a lot, as myself, and hopefully we're going to reach some success together. Not really, you know, it's so complicated to know where everybody will be. All I know is that the guys have done a great job on this car. Obviously, the job you've done is always in comparison to the other ones, so we're going to have to wait for this, but I'm really happy with how things went this winter with the team, and I think everybody deserves to have a good car, and that we get some good results. It feels good. I think that's going to make me grow up as a racing driver, as a man as well, because you know the human relationship in the team is something really important, and it's a good position to be in. I think we get on well. You know, he's a young driver, really talented, really quick. So, you know, I expect him to challenge me already from the first race, and I'm sure it's going to be a good driver relationship we are going to have. I think we'll make many things different. First of all, the way of seeing racing in the race will be a lot different. We have only 100 kilos to make the race. Obviously, this is not enough to make the full race. So, you know, we're going to have a lot of different strategy. Maybe some driver will be really slow in the middle of the race, but you know, they're just going to be quicker at the end. So the strategy will have a massive role this year in the races, as well as the engine. And you know, the whole new power unit is a massive challenge for all the guys to understand it and to master it as well as possible. And the big differences in the team will be at the beginning, the one that will understand it quicker than the other one. So there will be a lot of work to do this winter in preparation for the first races to try and make a difference. I don't know, you know, we have not been used to have that much torque in Formula One and even in the lower categories. The fact that we have a turbo, I think we even have a really strong power when everything comes together. I have a few ideas, but obviously that stays secret at the moment because, as I said previously, all the work from the team and especially from the engine guys will be to find the best strategy possible to try and save some fuel, but as well with the maximum performance during the race. So that is going to be a really big challenge. So many challenges are waiting for us. I clearly have a disadvantage already starting with my teammate. You know, he's so skinny, there is a big weight difference. And as the weight of the car is really low, and I mean the road is really low, and everybody will struggle to be on the weight limit. Obviously, all the drivers that are smaller or skinnier will be a big advantage for them. You know, 10 kilos is already 3-4 tons, depending on the tracks, and it will make things a little bit more complicated because the team has to push a lot to put the weight down. Yeah, definitely. You know, I've tried to lose maximum weight this winter. I've had a really tough winter training. I've made as well some you know, really advanced tests on my body in the hospitals to, you know, to try and see my body fat percentage, and to know exactly how much kilos I could lose before I would start getting sick all the time. And because you know, if you try to put your weight too down, in the end you start getting sick because you travel a lot. Your energy start to go lower, so you underperform in the car. So you need to find the right balance between having the weight at the minimum, but as well to be at your maximum performance level. And that's something quite difficult, and you need to have a good team around you to tell you exactly what to do, and depending on your body. I don't know, I guess it's the same for everybody, so it's going to be a really important race, and you know, maybe, I don't really know what it means right now. I have so much things to go through that I haven't really thought of the changes that this could bring. But this race is definitely going to be a lot more exciting. Yeah, really looking forward for this race. It's always great when we have a new race, a new country, especially like Russia. I think that would be a good race to be at. I don't know, that's something, you know, I get over it. Of course, it was a disappointment for me not to go to Red Bull, but, you know, I understood where my weaknesses, and, you know, I'm blessed to stay in Toro Rosso and to get 1 more year with them to learn even more and to show my potential. It's not going to be necessarily something easy for Daniil, even if he's in the best car. You know, to be up against Seb is something quite big, and for this, you better be ready when the season starts. And yeah, I think, you know, I have all my chances. I just need to show this year how I can perform. I think people give me the best tools to show my performance. So, you know, I just have to do a good job this year, and then we see what happens in the future. But so far, it makes absolutely no sense for me to see myself in more than 1 season. I think there will be a lot of differences. I think that the biggest one might be that the spectator won't see so many cars arriving at the finishing line in the first races. So it might be really interesting to see the races, of course, to see how the team deal with the new rules, and see who get the best out of the new rules. And so many things changing that everything in the end makes it interesting.
Oh, well, it was quite busy anyway, even though it was meant to be kind of a vacation, but still many things to do. Formula 1 is not only driving, it's also a lot of training, a lot of flights, but I think it was quite productive, so we managed quite well our winter time, and I am feeling even more ready now. Yeah, it's a good feeling because now the team is focused on me as well, because I'm one of the main drivers too. So so yeah, it's a good feeling, and yeah, it's nice to see the work going on, being in process, and yeah, with the regulations changing so much this year, it's going to be a very interesting season ahead. I think it was very important because I managed to see how the Formula 1 weekend works, and for me it was like living all the timetable of a Formula 1 driver, so it definitely will help me a lot in my first race and so on. It was very useful. Yeah, well, yeah, it's gonna be a nice car, I think. Still a lot of talks going on about how nice, how beautiful it is or not. But for me, a F1 car is always a F1 car, and it will always look beautiful, especially because it's my car. So yeah, it feels definitely real now, and yeah, we cannot wait to start the work in Jerez and future tests and the races, of course. Well, definitely not much pressure, to be honest. At places even a bit boring, but yeah, some pressure is always welcome to feel it. It's always good because it makes you push harder, I think, and it's interesting. Without pressure, it's not interesting. You have to always push yourself to the limits, so like everyone else is doing, and then it's gonna be very interesting too. Oh, well, depends. I mean, now we're quite limited with the testing, but I still believe that you cannot choose this approach initially, just taking it easy and learning. I think you should try to give your maximum straight away, push really hard, and see where it puts you. I think this would be the best approach if you want to succeed in the future. Well, it was a very nice experience, of course. It was pretty cool to drive it for the first time. Exciting, definitely. Climbing in for the first time was very exciting. I'm still very excited, so yeah, it's obviously an unforgettable experience. Oh, well, yes and no, because of course many changes in your regulations, but still the big manufacturers, they're staying there, so I think we obviously have a good chance, like everyone else. Everybody will be fighting to be as high up there as possible, and so we will do. So we will do our best, and I think we will see where we are. But I strongly believe that we can fight. Yes, it does. It does suit my driving style very well. I think I still have a few things to learn, but like everyone else does, it's always. It will be a lot of learning to do even in the first races for everyone, and then we will see. Well, one of the biggest changes in the regulations is that we're allowed to carry only 100 kilos of fuel now, so that's probably going to be quite a big challenge, because who knows if we have to save it or not, but if it happens so, I think it's going to be quite a big change for the drivers. A lot of torque, I believe, is going to be also a big challenge, so that's pretty much all. Then the tires, in my opinion, we still have many things to discover. Well, obviously, if you have to save fuel, it's gonna be not making you feeling very comfortable if other people don't have to do so, and yeah, it can be a very positive thing if you don't have to do it and the others have to do. It's gonna be, once again, it's gonna be a lot of you have to be quite clever driver to be in front, like it has always been, but I think this year is gonna be a very particular thing. Well, I really like challenges, but I prefer to keep them for myself. I think life without challenges is not interesting. So yeah, we will see. We can be. First of all, I think I'm the youngest driver on the grid, but there are many things I'm very excited about. I can't wait for it to start. Yeah, well, it's very nice. Of course, entering Formula 1 at such a young age, it's very also important. That means that you have a lot of time to learn, of course, but once again, you know, my approach is not that way that I want to learn forever. But yeah, once again, it doesn't change too much because in a few years' time, it's already not gonna be so young age anymore. However, once again, I'm gonna do my best, and we'll see where we are. Well, to be honest, it's about 17th or 16th race in the calendar, so it's a bit too early to think about it so soon. Of course, I'm excited about it that it's happening. Very good for the Russian fans. Very good for me as a Russian driver to present my country in a Russian Grand Prix and in F1 overall. But yeah, we should go step by step, and once it comes, then we think about that race. So far, we don't know what to expect. Yeah, absolutely. It's already now is growing quite a lot in Russia, and with the first Grand Prix, I think it's going to be even more. There was Vitaly Petrov as the first Russian Formula 1 driver. Now it's me. Then Russian Grand Prix, and I think last few years it has been already very good in terms of popularity growing in Russia, and it should be more and more, so we can reach the level of Europe. Well, it's a great feeling. I won my first race in Sochi as well, which was my first race, and yeah, I think life has this funny matches, or how do you call them? So it's absolutely great. Yeah, well, it's a good question. 26. I just like this number. There are, of course, birthday. Just like how this number looks on my helmet, probably, and on my car. So, I think, and then I just got to know that actually, Fan here has been driving with this number. Actually, even Dr. Helmut Marko had this number for Monaco Grand Prix of 1972, I believe. So, and then of course Jacques Lafitte was quite popular with that number, but it doesn't really matter for me because I think you should make a history out of number, not looking at the history it had in the past. So I think it's a right approach. Oh, yeah, I believe so, but I think Jeff is the last person who will help me in the Formula 1 paddock because. Yes, we're teammates. Of course, we can watch something from each other. It's good to collaborate in the beginning. I believe we both understand it. Yes, he's much more experienced, but in the end, I believe the strongest will win in the end. So, like it always happens. No, I don't think it would be a correct thing to focus on because in the end, at the beginning of the championship, we should be collaborating in some way. Because it would be very benefiting thing for the team. But then, yeah, of course, it's important, I think, to beat everyone in this sport. Of course, teammate, everybody's comparing you with your own teammate, but we will see. Yeah, the thing that Ricardo he moved up to Red Bull Racing. It shows that it's working really good, but of course I'm focused now on my work with Toro Rosso, and I think we have many things to do together, and then the time will show what will happen in the future, but at the moment I'm not thinking about anything else than on the job ahead with Toro Rosso. You know, a fun driver doesn't have so much free time. Between simulator, training, sponsor events, driving itself, free time is not that much. Well, of course, for a rookie, it would be very good to spend the time training, even the free time spending in training in the gym or running or whatever you prefer. Well, of course, I do have friends, probably not so many, but quite good ones. I like to go out with them and I like to be in Moscow sometimes, in Rome. I really like these two cities. Of course, visiting my home town, Ufa, is a bit complicated because it's really far away, but I try to go there as often as possible. Then that's pretty much it. Of course, going out sometimes it's quite normal for a young person, but it's always in the right proportions. No, only F1 is the sport I'm focused on. I know when I was younger, well, smaller, I used to play tennis quite at a good, high level. Tried myself in football, a bit in swimming, and so on. I like to play table tennis as well. I like to do mountain biking, but then once again, Formula 1 is a profession for 365 days out of 365, in my opinion. Only this way you can succeed.